All right, guys, it's episode number 299, one away from the big 300, and we're on location. Where are we today, Mike?
All right, we are at ZSTRICT at Chelsea Piers in Stamford, Connecticut.
Right.
ZSTRICT is a division of the GOLFZON corporate company out in Korea.
Right.
Really cool place, cool concept. You know, it almost has that. It has the Top Golf competition feel with the drinks and the food and the hanging out and the music, but with the indoor simulator. We're all indoors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I tell you what, we've played in a lot of simulators. You guys have probably seen that both on the vlog and wherever, but this has got to be one of the most advanced simulators I have ever seen. If you can kind of see behind us, there's a platform that you stand on. And we'll talk more about this in a second, but the platform moves for every single shot. And every course that they have on here, they're like 80 courses. They're all mapped so that it will simulate the lie angle for every shot. So it's actually kind of crazy the first time you see it. The thing will lift up and it'll pitch forward, back, left, right to simulate those uphill, side hill lies. Cool. I have never seen that before. And we always say in a simulator we play well because every shot is flat. Right. Well, here you get a real feel because it's not. So that was a really interesting thing, and we'll talk more about it in a second. I also want to talk about our recent round at Ballyowen. Next week we've got a great. Well, next week is episode 300.
That's right.
Which we've already recorded. Banked it. Can't wait to share it with everybody. But in a couple of weeks from now, we're going to have the guys from Game Like Training on. We talked about that briefly here, and glad to say that we were able to get a hold of them. So we're going to be able to bring them on the show. And I want to talk a little bit about that because that's that focused training that we've been after. We're saying like when you do that effective practice, you get the most out of your practice time. So that I'm looking forward to. What else we got, Mike?
I want to do a segment where we do Mike's must-have pickups for December or the holidays. I brought a couple of cool things I want to share. And if you're watching this on the video, I'm just going to share some things that are on my, favorites to have. Yeah. And, a lot of you have been messaging me saying, hey, I'm looking at a new GPS, or I'm looking at a new pair of shoes, or I'm looking at whatever. What do you suggest? So I'm going to show you what I think you should go for.
Especially right now, hot topic because it's, holiday season.
Everyone's going to be looking to shop.
Everybody's talking about Black Friday this Friday, looking for those deals, bookmarking those deals. We did a quick rundown on Golficity of all the best deals. And actually, if you're listening to this, that means Cyber Monday is still one day away. So you still have time to hit those deals.
That is absolutely right. So Cyber Monday, this drops on Sunday. That's tomorrow.
Which for me, I'm always a bigger Cyber Monday guy than I'm a Black Friday guy because I don't do it. I don't go like shopping where I'm fighting.
Can't
crowds.
See you on the line at Walmart.
No, nothing's worth it for me. No amount of sale is worth it. I like to just sit behind the computer on Monday, just bang out all those things that I've been wanting to get through the whole season. And just stock up for the new year.
It reminds me of the story you told me where you said you prefer to go to the gas station that's a few cents more because it's so much faster, the pump. We all sit at those pumps that just keep going. And we're looking at the clock. We're like, come on.
The value at this point in my life, being as busy as I am, the value I put on my time is it's unbelievable at this point. I literally know that I on a full gas, full tank of gas, I pay about $2 more at this place. However, I save about 5 minutes.
I love it.
And I know that those 5 minutes are valuable.
Yep.
So that's cool. And speaking of valuable, our big giveaway winner.
T-Series.
Yeah,
Julio.
We announced it. Julio from Texas. We got a hold of him.
Finally. I got nervous.
Yeah, me too.
I was emailing him, but he did
I
right
always
back.
feel weird when we send out that email that people are just going to think this is junk.
I usually follow up the email with another one right away that says, this is not spam.
Right? Because people are like, yeah, right. I want a custom T-Series fitting, whatever. But he's incredibly happy. We put him in touch with Titleist. They're going to hook him up with a fitter down there, and he's going to go through the whole fitting experience.
He wrote me back again after we did all the confirmation and everything. He just wrote me another email just to write, wow, I'm still in shock.
Because it is a shocking thing. We had, for that, we had over 25,000 total entries.
It's amazing.
It really is. And what I tell everybody is like, make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube, in the Golficity app, all the ways that you get those notifications. The Golficity app has notifications too, so you don't miss it when these opportunities come up. Because ultimately, no matter what contest we do, there's always somebody who like drops a comment or a DM a couple like months after, and they're like, oh, how do I enter? I'm like, it's over, man.
Yeah, right.
It's over. You got to catch the next one. But that one was exciting to give away. And we had such an incredible experience going through it ourselves. To get somebody else get the opportunity to do it too is, it's something that I really enjoy being able to kind of pass that along.
I love it. I wish we could do them every month.
Me too. I'm sure we'll have some new ones stacked up for 2020. That's for sure.
Definitely. Before we move on, we have exciting news. We're just going to tease you guys. Golficity as a company has some big news coming.
It's
coming. It's going to, we feel, change the game. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. But speaking of changing the game, I want to talk about our friends Piers and Andy. I know we've been talking about them a lot. We mentioned them not long ago, talking about their winter tips. And these are guys that we used to watch before we had our own YouTube channel on YouTube, not knowing
always respected what they did. Always liked what they did,
And I really, was excited to watch one of their new videos so I can learn something. Because this was about 5-6 years ago when I was just trying to get back into the game and really improve the handicap from, I think I started like a 22. So that's kind of who I started watching. And then fast forward, January of 2018 was our first go at the PGA show.
That's right.
And that's where we ran into Piers and Andy. And I remember they were walking by and we grabbed them. We're like, hey, what's going on? Let's chat.
Yeah.
Come hang out. We hung out. We took a couple pictures. And we kind of just became friends after that.
Yeah.
It just was like quick friendship. And then, of course, we saw them, the following year. And then we saw them in England. And you had the opportunity to work with Andy on your chipping game. Yeah. And then we've always stayed in contact there. But now I just saw that they have a show or a series coming to the Golf Channel. So hats off to those guys. Hard work pays off. Going back to that, we always say, going back to that first YouTube video or that first podcast, and then, and then seeing how far you can take it. And, guys, kudos to you guys.
Yeah, we actually had them on the podcast about 2 years ago now. If you search in the Golficity app, you search Me and My Golf, you'll see that episode.
Great interview.
Two of the most genuine guys I know.
That's a good word for it.
They're the same in person as you see them in the videos, really genuine guys, but also in a way that you can really get a feel for how much they know their stuff. Working with Andy firsthand, you realize how much he knows the game because it was instantaneous. He watched my chipping a little bit, just watched me take a couple of strokes, and he immediately knew what I was doing wrong. And he was able to diagnose it, give me something to work on, and it helped for the year going forward. So that was good to see how they do what they do in person.
And they're probably like the biggest golf YouTubers out there. And they don't act like they are when you see them, like you said.
Very humble guys.
And I remember when he was teaching you how to chip and there was all those kids around. It was like sleet, freezing, rain.
Yeah.
But Andy took the time to go talk to some of those kids who recognized him. So it was cool.
They're all like that, very humble. Even, Rick Shields, who's right there with them. I think they got about the same amount of subscribers.
Yeah.
And they both humble guys, really hardworking guys. So a lot of respect there. What else do we have? A couple other things we wanted to talk about. Well, Black Friday.
Yep.
Make sure you check out that article. Even like I said, if you're listening to this, it's after Black Friday. We have the Cyber Monday deals. Every year what we try to do on Golficity is do a roundup. Eric Benzenberg did an incredible job this year reaching out to a bunch of different golf manufacturers and saying, like, what deals you're going to have. We want to kind of round them all up. Put them all in one place so that you don't have to be spending the whole day searching the internet. So we're going to continue to update that post live.
It's packed as it is, but we're going to keep packing it.
So as the deals, a lot of people don't announce the deals till day of. So when they do, we're going to keep posting them in there. So if you're listening to this, on or before Cyber Monday, make sure, which I think is December 2nd, hop in there. You'll see that sometimes it's the best time to score, the best deals on golf equipment.
What kind of beer is this, by the way?
That was a Founders IPA.
I'm not an IPA guy.
Yeah, but this is a session IPA.
But this is pretty decent.
It's a little bit lighter. I know you like the lighter ones.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
I like it. What else we got?
The other thing I wanted to mention, we got the guys from the Pin High podcast just stopped by here.
They just came by.
We just got to see them because they live close to here where we are in Connecticut. If you haven't checked out their podcast yet, check it out. It's on the Golficity app, anywhere you get your podcast. Again, they do things a little different.
I was just going to say that.
But we want that. We want some new voices. We want some people who do things differently. We're not looking for obviously carbon copies of what we do. These guys talk PGA Tour, DFS, gambling, things like that.
Right.
Really cool, down to earth bunch of college kids, and they just knock it out.
They got a passion for it,
yeah.
And it's great to have them, and give them a shot. I remember when we started up 7 years ago, podcast number 1, now $2.99. So, give those guys a listen, give them a subscribe.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to mention here, Mike, before we talk about ZSTRICT and everything we did here. Did you see, because I know we chatted about this when it first happened, did you see that Sergio is going to be back in the Saudi Arabia?
Where he was DQ'd?
He was DQ'd. So if
was ever banging the sand? Yeah.
Well, the banging in the sand is what was caught on tape.
Right.
What he did, he actually was DQ'd for what they called, I think, purposely damaging 5 greens. 5. So it's not even like it happened once. He got upset. He banged his club into the ground or whatever.
Right.
He did it multiple times. He was having, clearly having a tantrum out there. And he ended up getting DQ'd. But there's a little bit more to the story we're finding out. So as it turns out, the Saudi International, they pay some very big appearance fees. So a lot of big name golfers will go out there and play. It's a huge purse and there's some big appearance fees. Now, obviously, that tournament comes with a whole lot of controversy as it is because of some of the political climate of what's going on out there. But even that aside, the appearance fees are significant. So get this. Last year when he melted down, he was DQ'd. It was really an embarrassing display. I said back when we did this originally, I said, listen, I'll give everybody a second chance. Anybody can have a bad day. I said, however, what I thought was unforgivable was the fact that he was damaging the course and it was affecting the people behind you. Like if you want to snap your own club over your knee and something that's only going to hurt yourself, fine. But if you're doing something like that, he was damaging greens, just making it tough for the people behind, that's unacceptable. So he was DQ'd, but he kept his $500,000 appearance fee. So can you imagine this? Guy goes over there, gets paid $500,000 to play in the event, makes a spectacle of himself, gets DQ'd, and still goes home.
And he gets invited back.
Right. So here's the big news is that he got invited back.
No fee, I hope.
Correct.
Okay.
So this is, I don't have all the details from what I heard. It was a part of the penalty that he had because a lot of people call for the European Tour to suspend him. And there was no suspension handed down for this.
Wow.
So I guess as part of a deal to not have a suspension was that he has to go back and play again this year, and he's not allowed to collect an appearance fee. Now, that's not to say if he wins it, he's not going to still take home a big paycheck.
Of course.
But he's got to go back. He's not allowed to collect any appearance fee. And I'm just looking through the article now in Golficity. He was originally disqualified for what they call serious misconduct. So how about that? He's going back and playing again.
Wow. I'm sure he's going to.
Me personally,
do it right.
I go to my buddy's house and I trash the place. I don't get an invite back.
Right.
And I get a bill.
And you get a bill.
Right. No, he walked out of there with $500,000 and gets to come back.
It's when you start getting appearance fees for going to your buddy's house when you know you made it.
That's when you know you made it. That's when you've taken it to the next level. All right. What do you say we do some words from our sponsors?
I do. And then
let's talk about this place.
Then I want to talk about some must-haves. I got a couple of things I want to share.
Oh, you want to do that
real
before?
quick?
Yeah,
All right, let's do it real quick because the holidays are coming. We just talked about it. The Black Friday article, like we just said, is packed with stuff. Probably a lot of stuff you see here. But Frank, these are just some of my things. All right. So it's like Mike's wish list. But these are things I have. I think these are things you guys should pick up for yourself or for a golfer in your life. These just came in. If you're watching this on the video, how about these? These are the new winter gloves, the Stay Softs from Footjoy, and they just sent these. And we played with the winter gloves that are like thick, and you like shovel the driveway with them. They're great, don't get me wrong. But these give you those that nice grip to grip the club, really cool. And they got this like furry little material here. This is where the wind hits. You know what I mean?
So it's like kind of like a wool on the back, and then you've got the same leather on the front that you're used to in your glove.
Yeah.
So what's actually making contact with the club is that same leather. So I like that too. I got a pair of those.
You drive with these too?
Yeah. They're my driving.
They're your driving car. What else I like is, might as well stick with Footjoy where we have them. I just love these things. Guys, you haven't seen these. These are the new Footjoy Flex Xps. They're waterproof. I think the design is super sleek. Kind of looks like shining armer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm glad they came out with a waterproof version because I love my Flex. I wore them all over Scotland for that series. And I think the only thing was a couple of rainy days. It was a little bit tougher. So I like the waterproof too. In fact, I've got mine on here too. I've got them in the blue.
Yo, those are sweet. I like those.
Yeah.
I like those. What else we got? Guys, we got the Rapsodo. I love this thing. I think this is still in its infancy stage. Not many people have these in their bags. They don't have them incorporated in their games because A, they just don't know about them. B, they're too expensive. They're a pretty hefty price tag. But if you're in the market for one, we did a video not too long ago where we played High Point. With the ML. We gave one of these away, by the way. So subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those in the future. But here's a cool deal. If you use on Rapsodo Golf, okay, this is not a sponsored ad. I just want to share the wealth here. They offered us a cool coupon code, Golficity MLM for Mobile Launch Manager. If you put that in at checkout, if you buy one of these, you will get a $100 value. It'll unlock this Awesome package for you guys, which will allow you to save all of your data and have this dashboard of your exposure, which is $99 a year. You'll get it for free.
Yeah, it also gives you free shipping, that coupon code.
And free shipping, correct.
And going back to our Black Friday, that is one of the deals. They got $100 off right now.
Yep.
So I think it's usually a $499 launch monitor. It brings down to
$399.
So I think, if you're looking for something to buy yourself for the holidays, or if you've got a golfer in your life and you're looking at that little bit of higher price tag, but keep in mind, again, we've talked about launch monitor technology here before. I think it's incredible what they're doing for the price. You're talking about a $400 machine there. TrackMan is $20,000. Now, it's not quite at the caliber of a TrackMan. However, where TrackMan's picking up your exact RPM, spin, and everything like this. This will pick up pretty much everything you need to get a whole lot out of your range session.
100%.
It's getting ball speed. It's getting angle, everything like that. And it does that cool tracer effect, so you get to go back and review it. It's giving you your distance as a launch angle. A lot of that stuff that you want while you're working on your swing. And it's so portable. You literally just pop this thing down and use it. We've been having a lot of fun with it. I think 2020, we're going to use it a lot more. And it's just one of those things, like I said, it shows me where tech is headed, and I think it's headed in a direction that's ultimately incredibly good for us golfers as consumers.
Yeah, and it does work inside. So if you had a net in your basement, if you had high ceilings in the winter, and you want to work on your game, and you don't have the money for a $25,000 or $100,000 sim, $399. It's worth it.
It's an incredible deal. I think it's going to be one of the hottest things on the holiday lists this
year. 100%. Absolutely.
I would say so.
And last but not least, guys, ShotScope. You hear us talk about it a lot. We're going to talk about it in a second. But, guys, check it out because they have that festive offer for $139. A lot of you have been saying, I've been looking for a watch this holidays, or I want to buy my father a watch, whatever it is. Check it out. It's definitely on my must-have list. It's $139, festive offer. It used to be $200, way back. So now it's
somebody DM'd me the other day. He said, I'm a newer golfer. I'm looking for what a great GPS watch I can have. I'm like, listen, you're not going to get a better deal than this.
Yeah, for sure.
$139. It's great GPS, and you track your stats. Speaking of which, what do you say we pay some bills?
Let's do it. Guys, we want to thank Titleist. Now, we're talking about the holidays, so we're going to keep the theme going. It is the holidays, and finding the perfect gift can be a challenge. But if there's a golfer on your list, I've got a bunch on mine. So I'm not buying you anything, but I got a bunch on mine.
Thanks.
It's easy. This is easy because you give the number one gift in golf, Titleist. You can't go wrong. I like to give Titleist golf balls because I love getting them myself. But what's not to like about unwrapping a freshie? A freshie dozen of Pro V1s, Pro V1Xs, or AVXs. You tear that paper open, you see that dozen box with the shiny Titleist script that we love so much. You immediately just want to get on the course and tee one up. Here's the best part. You don't have to worry about sizes or styles. Young or old, beginner or expert, they fit every golfer. There's no gift receipt required. Take my advice and put a birdie down for yourself on this season's holiday shopping list. Give Titleist Pro V1, Pro V1X, or AVX golf balls a chance. That's Titleist, the number one ball in golf, and it's the number one gift in golf.
There you go. Also, of course, want to thank ShotScope. Now, guys, we talk about ShotScope often because we really use them. You see us using it in every single round we're out there. We legitimately enjoy the product from the GPS standpoint and the stat tracking. It's something that's helped us bring a new dynamic to the podcast because we're able to go back and talk about our stats. But this is something that we want you guys to see, and you guys get a chance to try out too. So it's the world's smartest golf watch. They have over 40,000 courses mapped, and they offer that incredible stat tracking technology, which is going to help you off the course. You're going to be able to go back, look at where you need to improve, and work on it. On the course, it offers that laser-like GPS. You get distances, the front, back, middle, as well as all of your hazards right on your watch. It's as simple as glancing down. No need to pull out your phone, anything like that. The usability on this thing is incredible. So all that data for your golf games at your fingertips. Get yourself a ShotScope V2 by visiting shotscope.com/golficity or use code V2Golficity for $30 off. They've got, like Mike said before, that festive offer. Now's the time to grab one, $139. Also, Footjoy. Mike highlighted a couple of our favorites earlier. It's been really invaluable to us as we enter this colder season. You and I got out there, layered up. It was 39 degrees. No problem. We were able to play. So to me, not only does it look good, it becomes a part of your equipment.
Right.
It's something that allows you to play golf deeper into the season That to me is very valuable. So this fall, no matter where you play golf, make sure you're prepared for the elements with Footjoy rain jackets. You can truly make every day playable with the protection of the #1 outerwear brand in golf. From DryJoy Select LS, the most insulated and waterproof jacket for the worst conditions, to that Hydrolite, which is more breathable, lightweight, waterproof conditioner, warmer conditions. I like to keep one of those honestly stuffed in my golf bag.
Yep.
When I just need it. It's so light, I toss it on. Footjoy's got you covered no matter what the conditions are. So trust the brand that has been #1 forever. Learn how you can make everyday playable at footjoy.com/MEDP. All right. So let's talk a little bit about where we are. First of all, Stamford, Connecticut, right?
Yep.
Because
Chelsea Piers.
Because when I say Chelsea Piers, everyone
think
thinks
Manhattan.
Manhattan, right? But Stamford, Connecticut, this is a location where, and we were talking a little bit to the guys here, and they were saying, this is going to very soon be one of many. They're very rapidly expanding. And that to me is something that I see as a very positive sign of where the game of golf is going. As you see places like this start to pop up more and more, you realize that not only are they bringing more availability to the game to more places, but you're bringing more attention to the game. Think of places like Drive Shack, Top Golf.
Sure.
You know, these are places that you're starting to see people, even non-golfers, go because they're really just cool hangout spots. Similar to this, you know, we shot a little video while we were here to show some of the features. We were, sitting down, lounging on the couches, watching a little bit of TV. We've got, food. It's great for that, even for like the non-golfers to come and just join in and see what us golfers, rave about,
right,
so to speak. But you get to come in, you get to play a little bit of golf. I think it's highly shareable. We see it on social media. You see all the time people sharing from Top Golf or wherever, not just when people fall off the thing, but there's also some fun stuff. So I think it's incredibly encouraging. This is a Korean company. They've got
what's it? GOLFZON.
GOLFZON. So the simulator itself is built off this GOLFZON system. So again, getting a little bit of an education myself, as we were talking to some of the staff here, they were saying that this is incredibly large in Korea right now. So big as much so that they actually have indoor what do I want to call it? Tours, like full tours. So they have the GOLFZON tour over there where you're actually playing on the simulator, and there's a stadium and people are coming and watching. So I think this is where you start to see it like kind of paths crossing, where we see more and more esports, right? So you've seen a younger generation get into the esports, and you're seeing where esports are becoming this, this whole new spectator sport. Whereas before we thought you're playing video games, it's something you do at your home, whatever. But it's becoming a spectator sport. You see guys like Ninja making millions of dollars, and you're seeing these stadiums are selling out for people to come see it. So to me, it kind of makes sense. Why not golf?
I know.
So what these guys are doing is they're playing on the GOLFZON tour, and they're winning their way onto the Korean mini tours and winning their way up. And they're winning real money. Yeah. It's real competition. And here's where I was so impressed. We've always said before, simulators are great, but when it comes to like really playing golf, they've got their limitations. The first limitation is you're always hitting off of the same lie. Right.
Flat,
so you felt like it's kind of like at the driving range. It makes it a little bit easier. You're scoring a little bit lower. Secondly, the accuracy of the overall system itself. And thirdly would be the putting. Putting has always been a challenge. We kind of always struggle with it. And I feel like they are well on their way to solving those issues.
Definitely are.
First and foremost, this whole platform, like I was mentioning earlier, this whole platform, the entire platform you stand on, which is about, I would say it's probably like a 6x8 surface, 6 foot by 8 foot surface, raises up as much as about, I would say anywhere from 6 to 8 inches, and then can pitch in any direction. So where you would have a side hill lie in real life, you have it here. So the ball will actually be above your feet. They've also incorporated a couple of different lies there, the rough, the sand.
The sand was interesting.
The sand surprised me.
I saw the way that ball that came out. It came out like you were hitting out of the sand.
Right. It kind of sinks in. So they've been experimenting with different types of lies. So it really feels like you're doing that. Then we just played an entire round. Not once did I remember where it didn't pick up the ball.
Right. There was no errors.
Super accurate. So up above us is a incredible optic system that picks up the ball in flight and measures everything. So you also get all of your stats, everything like that. And they're even working it in to the app. So this is another thing that I hadn't seen before. I've seen this on TrackMan like again, these expensive training systems, but I hadn't seen this in a situation where you can come and play for an hourly rate. I think the closest thing would be Rivervale. Rivervale had Top Tracer, and they had the Top Tracer app, which you guys might have saw in a recent video we did. But you get the app, you log in, you get signed up. It knows who you are at that point because you log into the system here too. And all of those stats, all of your rounds, even videos of your swing are all stored, and you can go back and watch them later. So you get the fun part, but you get from the game improvement part too. So I think a lot of what they're doing here is on the cusp of really revolutionizing the game and bringing it to new people and bringing it to new spaces. What do you think?
I 100% agree. And you left out something that's even more exciting.
What's that?
Because you mentioned Top Golf, we mentioned Drive Shack. Where else can you win real money?
That's true too.
All right. So
that surprised me. That surprised me.
For example, we have a mission purse up there of $10,200, but within that list, you probably can't see it on the video in the bottom left. There's a mission list with different, things you can reach or hit, or what we call those objectives, goals.
Yeah. The prize pots.
Prize pots. So, for example, a par 4 eagle is $203 cash. They will pay you here cash. And we were playing Kings Barnes. I drove one of the greens. And I was on putting for eagle. We got all excited that I had an eagle putt.
We thought it was closer than it was. But 33 feet, you still had a shot at $209.
I still had a shot. And like I said, where else can you get that?
So it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of like Vegas in that the pot keeps going up the more people play. So as you play, it goes up and up and up. So right now, the pot for a hole-in-one is over $1,000. Right. So if you got a hole-in-one in this simulator today, you'd walk home with $1,000. And they said as they grow this and they open up more of these, the GOLFZON and ZSTRICT type of things, you're going to have it where the pot is going to get bigger and bigger. And they said they have the potential where people could be winning, 5 figures.
Yes.
On a single shot.
Yeah,
and this is, like I said, it's real money. They write you a check, you walk out. Now, one thing I will say, what happens in a simulator? We all go in, take 1 million mulligans, things like that. In order to be eligible for those prizes, you have to play in what they call challenge mode. And challenge mode means you're playing straight up.
No gimmies.
No gimmies. You have to putt it all the way through, nothing. No mulligans.
Which is smart.
Nothing like that. So you're playing. You get that simulation of playing the real pressure of real golf, which, yeah, I agree. It's smart, but it's fun, and it does add that extra dynamic. I mean, you and I, the blood was racing a little bit on that putt.
Yeah, it
I
really
thought
was.
you had a chance there to win $200.
I know. It would have been an epic end to the day to walk out of here with that.
It certainly would have been. So again, I think this is a very encouraging thing to see. I like the fact that we're seeing more of these, I want to almost call them like alternative golf spaces.
Yeah.
Again, another big thing that you hear people complain about is pace of play. Situation like this, you can come here, pay, for an hour and play 18 holes. Or after hours, when it's dark. Right now where we are in the Northeast, it's dark by 4:00, right? You're not on the golf course, it's cold, but you could come here. And like I said, even for the non-golfers, it brings them in and exposes them because there's also a bar here. There's a restaurant. So I think as we start to see golf kind of buddy up with these other things, the other nightlife types of things, I think what's going to happen is you're going to see a little bit more of it leaking into the consciousness of people who weren't golfers. So maybe a buddy of yours or a girlfriend or something like that comes with you and says, sure, I'll come hang out and eat while you play. And now all of a sudden they're watching you have fun, and it starts to go in their mind, like, maybe I'll give this a try.
Yeah.
And I think that's a subtle way that we're going to start to bring even more people into the game.
Yeah. I mean, I'll never, ever, ever see my wife come out and play 18 holes or even 9 holes with me.
Right.
But she'll come here.
Yeah,
she'll drink a martini.
Cuts. Yeah.
And she'll wear high heels probably even. And she'll make a night out of it, and she'll have fun doing this.
For sure.
So, but I love these places for that reason.
I think that's going to be one of its biggest selling factors for me, is the fact that knowing that it's going to bring more people into the game. And like I said, it's a little lower impact. You're not having to spend the kind of money you would to go and play on a golf course. You're not having to spend the kind of time. You can come here. You can give it a try. You can get a feel for it. You're hitting real golf balls. These are not wiffle balls or something like that. So you get the feel of a real swing, the real impact. And I think that's how people catch the bug.
Yes.
And I think, again, it's in that way, it's a great benefit, but also there's the benefit of guys like us. We're just looking for our fix, and it's another way to get your fix, have a little fun, and play in a different space. Plus, access to all these other courses.
Yeah.
We played Kings Barnes.
We don't get on our local sim.
Right.
So they definitely added to it. Plus, I give the hot wings a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, they're a solid 9.
They're a solid 9.
Solid 9.
It's rare to get anything higher than an 8.
But yeah, so I mean, and that's it too. When playing a course on the simulator that we've played in real life gives a new perspective for how accurate it is.
Yeah.
We're stepping up to some of these tee shots and you're like, oh, I remember this hole.
Right.
Plus, look at the size of the screen. If you can see it behind us, you probably can't get the perspective because it's so far away. But the screen is 10 feet high by, I think, a little over 10 feet wide.
Yep.
So it's immersive in that way too. And we're seeing more and more of that with simulators. We're starting to see some simulators that have that wraparound effect. So I think you're going to only, just like every other bit of technology in your life, whether it's a cell phone in your pocket or whatever, we're only going to see, this is only the start. It's only going to get bigger and bigger. And as it does so, the ones who are going to benefit us is us as golfers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So it's an incredible thing. Hopefully they'll bring one. If you're not in the Connecticut area, there'll be one coming to you soon. They had talked about, I think, opening one in Virginia soon. And then, like I said, the goal, I think they said, was to open like 100 of these places across the country in the last decade.
Want to go on the ZSTRICT tour?
Yeah.
And we just hit every new location.
That's it. So I think that's great. If you are in like the area where you're drivable, and we coming from Jersey, it took us only about an hour to get over here to Stamford. Come check this place out because it is cool. It's a different experience than what you might be used to even in your usual simulator, especially, like I said, with this incredible floor. I've just never seen anything like it.
Yeah, definitely. This is very, very unique and probably best sim I've ever been in. Yeah. Just technology-wise.
I would 100% say so. And like I said, I've just always been impressed with simulator technology, but just seeing where that's coming is great. So, all right, what do you say we wrap it up so you and I can get a few more cuts in before we get out of here?
Let's do that.
I think
we got that Thanksgiving traffic coming too. We don't want to hit that ride home like that. So let's do it.
We're recording it is the day before Thanksgiving, which, speaking of which, all of you out there, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Always, I think we share this, right? Is it your favorite holiday too?
Same. Yep.
Yeah. My favorite holiday. I love it. It's a time just to get together with everyone, just give thanks and just kind of end of the year, just look back and look at all the great stuff. So it's always one of my favorite holidays for sure.
It's the calm holiday before the hectic one.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So, all right. So thanks everybody for following along. Like I said, if you had a chance to check out one of these facilities, let us know. Post your comments, post them in the Facebook group. We'd love to hear it. You can get to the show notes by going to golficity.com/episode 299, or as always in the Golficity app. And we'll see everybody again next week.